decade ago came this from cognitive scientist Geoffrey Hinton, known as the godfather of AI.
People should stop training radiologists now. It's just completely obvious that within 5 years, deep learning is going to do better than radiologists because it's going to be able to get a lot more experience.
10 years later, radiologists have grown in number, demand, and income.
Please accept our warmest congratulations.
Meanwhile, Mr. Hinton has been awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for his work in artificial intelligence.
I'm flabbergasted.
In 2023, a Goldman Sachs study concluded that
roughly 2/3 of US occupations are exposed to some degree of automation by AI, and that of those occupations which are exposed, most have a significant but partial share of their workload that can be replaced.
Studies like Goldman's have generally shown more nuance than media reports, and progressive politicians in particular have sought to dramatize the effects of these studies.
I just released a report finding that AI, automation, and robotics could replace nearly 100 million jobs in America over the next decade, including 40% of registered nurses, 47% of truck drivers, 64% of accountants, 65% of teaching assistants, and 89% of fast food workers, among many other occupations.
Last year, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei predicted that AI could displace about half of all entry-level, white-collar jobs over the next 5 years, even as it drives productivity and growth to new heights.
I really think where this is going is that AI is going to be better than almost all humans at almost all things. We have to reckon with that world as soon as possible.
Mr. Amodei reiterated that prognosis in a 20,000-word essay published in January, titled "The Adolescence of Technology, Confronting and Overcoming the Risks of Powerful AI." Much of what the 43-year-old writes on the dangers of crazy people and rogue regimes accessing powerful AI tools, and on the ill-advisability of selling semiconductors to China, is perceptive and interesting. His predictions about AI in the labor market, less so.
This will sound crazy to this audience, but let's say AI causes the economic growth rate to be 10% a year. Then suddenly the tax base is growing so much that you can erase the deficit and maybe have all this left over to manage the probably enormous disruption that comes from the technology.
Nobody knows what AI's got in store for the economy, but there are reasonable and less histrionic forecasts. Writing in the journal, Stephen Lawarne argues, cogently in my view, that if artificial intelligence takes over some of your tasks, that doesn't render you unemployable. Rather, it allows you to perform higher value tasks.
This is going to implicate questions about tax policy and the distribution of wealth, right?
A generous donor to Democratic candidates, Mr. Amodei speaks vaguely of the need for progressive taxation as a natural policy response to uncertainty posed by AI. And America's political class is more than happy to supply the interventions he suggests.
What this legislation would do is require companies to file quarterly reports about how many jobs they have created or destroyed, and it'll give us a great sense of who's AI really working for.
Today, proposals abound to boost funding for job retraining programs, and you can expect more interventions as predictions grow more dire.
We will never adapt to robots taking our jobs. Robots don't pay taxes. Robots don't serve the community.
Mr. Sanders favors a robot tax on companies that replace workers with AI. And in November, he appeared on stage with, that's right, the godfather of this new frontier.
Somehow, the very rich and people like Murdoch have won the battle to say that taxes are bad. Taxes are good. And without taxes, we wouldn't have all the advanced technology we've had, because nearly all that technology comes out of things funded by taxes in the first place.
All this makes me wonder if we're headed into a new version of climate alarmism. Consider a confederation of specialists, climate scientists in one version, Silicon Valley geniuses in another, joins with liberal politicians and nonprofit heads to warn of an impending catastrophe.
We have to face up to this. We have to.
The only moral response to this new situation, these Olympians tell us, is to transfer authority over large parts of the economy to people like themselves.
You may not believe in science, you gotta believe your own damn eyes.
Doesn't bother the mainstream press, which reports their predictions with credulity and fervor. Meanwhile, ordinary people feel cowed into going along with it all. The economic cataclysm caused by artificial intelligence may never come. But, like Godot, its arrival will remain always imminent, never actual. Politicians, celebrities, and scientists who have long predicted impending climate catastrophe have paid no price for their words. Neither will those who prophesy over AI.
If you look when America was great, in the 50s and early 60s, America was developing very fast and people could afford 2 cars and a home and things like that. The tax rates on the rich were something like 70% at that point. That's what you need. You need taxes to fund these things.